Hey, everybody, welcome to Common Comic Covers issue 37. This is an appreciation podcast for non-key comics. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Andy.
Yeah, you should have kept that look on your face. That would have been a great thumbnail. That look right there.
That's the key to YouTube videos, is the thumbnail.
Yes, yeah. Pictures of you. Maybe wear shorter sleeves next week. Hey, we're excited. Today we're gonna look at our inboxes. And then we're gonna go on a tour. And no brackets this week, but we'll have them back hopefully next week if Andy gets off his butt and does it. Andy, what is your common comic cover? That's the name of the show. Start us off.
All right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. Rookie Cop. That's awesome.
Rookie Cop 30.
Exciting adventures of the Rookie Cop.
Yeah.
Issue 30?
Issue 30.
Jeez, when is he done being a rookie?
Well, he started at number 27. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's
what
a
was 26?
Charlton. You know what? Everywhere I looked, like nobody had any. I think they just started at 27.
Okay. Okay, so it's not a pre-code. I see the big stamp in the right hand corner.
It's big, yeah. It's right. It's August of 56.
Okay. Is it DC?
Charlton.
Charlton.
Yeah. So I was going through looking for like a fun cover, and I just kind of was like, I had a lot of like really fun different covers, but this one just kind of struck me. It's very reflective. I'm going to pull it out.
That's all right. I was trying to see, what is the license plate number there?
Oh, it is 5 IV or W or something. It's kind of it's IV is what it says. 7588. So
I'm going to try to crack that code.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great, I really like it. It's beautiful. The colors are great on this. This is not a desirable book. It is it is a desirable book. It is not a valuable book. You can buy these if you can find them for cheap money.
I bought it. Who drew it? Who's the artist on that?
So Bill Mullen, no, and Vince Alascia did the cover. Sorry,
nailed it. No, that was perfect. Yeah, you got it.
Mullen.
Just
how do you say this?
So it's not Jack
Molno.
Kirby. It's not
Molno.
Jack Kirby. What is it? Molno?
Yeah.
Molno?
Molno. Bill Molno and Vince Alascia.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It took me a little while.
We apologize to their families.
Yeah, they'll cut that out in editing. But yes, a running joke that I edit. Cool cover. How about you? What do you
No,
think,
I like it. Tell me, it was from the 50s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll jump in then. I always have a little bit of a story. So I went to, where was this? Oh yeah, I found on Facebook this vintage store, vintage antique. They also had sports jerseys, whatever, kind of everything store. He posted like 5,000 comics, $2 each. And I was like, sure, I'll bite. 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away. And I found some good stuff, actually. And including, I found Gen13, Volume 2, 13B, 1996. But what's cool about it, it's J. Scott Campbell and Jeff Smith.
That's cool.
It's really cool. And I didn't realize, so there's 13A, 13B, and 13C. They're not variants. They're all part of the story. So this is part 2 of a 3-part story.
Oh, that's fun.
So
okay.
I think this one, I want to say, has like the Ninja Turtles are in it. Spawn is in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I just, as I was researching stuff, I bought it obviously because I saw my buddy there on the cover, and I was like, what the heck? And I saw it was Jeff Smith. We've talked a little bit about Jeff Smith.
That looks like Phony Bone, except for he's not wearing his shirt. He kind of has that.
The little angry,
yeah,
I think it is funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So really cool though. Total Jeff Smith. I mean, look at that. It's a
Yeah.
So anyway, not super valuable for me. Again, collecting is about kind of getting what you want, and we've talked a lot about Jeff Smith. We've talked Bone the last few weeks because of the brackets. It was $2.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a Jeff Smith cover. I don't, I'm sure there's probably more out there than I realize, but I don't see him other than, his stuff, which isn't a ton. I don't see a lot of Jeff Smith covers out there. I mean, again, I haven't researched it, but just as I'm flipping through. So when I saw this, I was like, wow, J. Scott Campbell and Jeff Smith. Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. That is a fun team up.
So, okay. Inbox. Andy, what is in your inbox this week?
So I've been reading.
Now make sure, no, this isn't your tour. This is your inbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I've been reading Frank Miller's Ronin.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. And it's great. This is a Frank Miller cover on this is a graphic novel. And then I went through and I pulled out my individual ones.
Nice.
And these are all in really good shape. There is a non-color blanking tick here, but otherwise it's perfect.
And you could still buy those for a fairly decent price, I believe.
Oh yeah. This is the so I was looking it up. Get that post-it and I'll talk as I'm putting these out. So number one, of the last GPA sale for a 9.8 CGC grade 9.8 was $81.
Yeah.
Number two, $45 for a 9.8.
Does Frank Miller, is he doing the art and the writing on these?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
And then three is $150, but it didn't. The last sale was in December of 23. Number four was $192, but that was in November of 23. So like the prices have gone down. They haven't sold in a 9.8 since then. Number five, which is this one, $64 in January of 24. And then this is number six. And this one is actually
cool.
It's all black.
That's hard to find.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a candidate. This is super nice.
It is.
And that last sold was a long time ago, January of 23. But that was for $500. So that was the most expensive one to get in the 9.8. But this is high tech, future dystopian world mixed with supernatural spirituality and samurais from the olden days. I forget what it's called. A feudal Japan. That's right. And then it's just a really cool, fun story. So it's kind of trippy, but I really, really like it. I haven't finished rereading it all the way yet, but I'm halfway through. So
I've read it one time. I think I have 2 issues that are in pretty rough shape talking. But it's one of those Frank Miller stories that's up there, right? With, in my opinion, like when I read it, I was like, this was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It was up there with his good, his Batman, his Daredevil.
Yeah. I also want to say is why is it so cheap? This should be much more expensive. And
you know why it's so cheap? They haven't made a movie of it yet, starring Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Okay. Whoever. Yeah. But they might. So. Yeah.
It's a great. Yeah.
I'd recommend.
Every collection should have Ronin by Frank.
Or get the graphic novel and read it.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic. Sure. Get it at Half Price Books for $10.
Yep.
So
it is a great read. I still have it.
Yeah. How about you? What do you got in your inbox?
Yeah, my inbox. Just showing you a book. You and I actually talked about this one a while ago, and I was telling you about it, and I was like, that'd be a cool one to get. Low on my pull list, but I was at the comic book shop the other day. I felt like going It's summertime. It's July, so I get to go to a lot of antique stores and comic book shops and various vintage places at my leisure with my children, as long as I provide entertainment of some sort. I was like, I want to go to the comic book shop. And we had talked about Bruce Timm a lot. And there was a particular Bruce Timm book I was looking for, and they had it for $6. This is a variant cover, Volume 2, Black Panther, 1998. This is number 2B, the variant cover. I'll pull it out there. And I know you've shown a lot of Bruce Timm lately.
Yeah.
You know, he's not hard to find, but I just thought I like the Black Panther, and then that is a really cool cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I haven't read it. I have not read this series. This is the only issue I have in the series, but I don't know. I thought you can find it. $6 was not really a huge bargain. It's worth about $6. It was just cool to find it in the wild. I did not think, he's pretty, even though it's not a good girl art, he's still pretty heavily collected. So I was surprised that it was just sitting there.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Andy, take us on a tour. Where are we going?
Okay, so the Wayback Machine again. I won't do the noises.
No, actually, I want the noise. Yeah.
From when I was a child, this is not the book I got when I was a kid, but this is a copy of it I got in much better shape. This is Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, what number is it? 73. And this is the coolest. This is another just amazing comic book. And so you'll start out, there's like this guy who like he's not Bullseye, but he's like playing the part of Bullseye, and he's in court. And first of all, who does this look like?
Wolverine.
Yeah. It's not. And then you got this guy who's like throws a paperclip and knocks a guy out in the court. It's just great. Anyways, and then there's this battle between that guy and now he has 3 claws. I don't know. Oh, here, let me see. And Doc Ock, and then Spider-Man comes in, right? So that guy is actually the owl it's crazy, but like here, you can see this picture here. It's really funny. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great book. I thoroughly enjoyed it as a child. And it's interesting. It's a book written by Bill Mantlo, who did Hulk 245 through 313, which is also my other favorite book of when I was a kid. I love Bill Mantlo, and I was doing some research. He's still alive, but he got hit by a car in like 1992 and got like brain damage that is irreversible. And so he like really, it's just a really sad situation. I was like, oh.
And I love those Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
I think those to me are like not undervalued, but underappreciated. That first 100 or so, there are some really, and I know they're well known. Like there's the first Cloak and Daggers in there. There's some bigger names in there, but those are like that book. Those are really cool books.
Yeah, this is, and I got it on really short money like 20 years ago. But yeah, it's such a cool. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy that this guy made the Owl essentially a bad guy Wolverine for this comic book. It's like,
and now that you said, I didn't even realize the front. He's
got the claws. Yeah, he has the claws. Yeah, it's
not even DC ripping it off. It's Marvel.
Yeah, no, and for me when I was reading it, or like this is pre maybe I'll read. I would just look at the pictures, and to me, it was Wolverine fighting Dr. Octopus and fighting Spider-Man. They're all fighting each other. I was like, oh,
That's
But
crazy.
like, yeah, because I was looking, I was like, this came out in like 82, the end of 82. I'm like, I wasn't reading at 5.
Well,
Like,
in
I was struggling.
82, Wolverine wasn't necessarily that big in 82, was he?
Wolverine, he was big.
I mean,
The
yeah, I guess.
X-Men was huge, and
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, how
That's
about you?
cool.
What's your
Yeah,
tour?
so my tour, kind of going on that again. I love collecting comic books. I love reading comic books. But with anything, I like to learn about it and know about it. And like we were just saying, like, I like to know, oh, Bill Mantlo did this over here for a couple years and then did that or whatever. So,
Yeah.
We do Secret Santa in our house with families because we're all grown adults now. And it's like, hey, right, instead of buying presents for like, so we pick names. So my mom picked my name this year. And I'm like, Mom, you don't have to give me anything. This is stupid. She's like, no, I have to give you. So I asked for a subscription to a magazine.
Playboy.
And no.
Worse?
So you've heard of Tomorrow's publication. So they have a series called Comic Book Creator. And I have 3 issues so far. So they're really cool. So the first one that I have, and this actually wasn't the first one in my subscription, but I bought it because boom, it's Steve Gerber.
Yeah.
So what it does though, but like, it's not all Steve Gerber. Like there's a big
amazing
interview, a past interview that they have transcribed into here. There's some interviews of people that worked with him, but then there's like total, like this is where I learned about Don Glut was in one of these, was in this one on Dan Jurgens. And then this last week, I just got the Denny O'Neil. So it's not just.
Can I see the cover of the Danny O'Neil?
That's my gosh, it's so cool. It's Diana Prince,
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Yep. And this one is really cool. Like, I think it was actually Steve Englehart. I think that was actually a different book I was reading, by Tomorrow's. So Tomorrow's, if you want to know about comic books and histories and artists, creators, whatever, Tomorrow's is wonderful. And it's TWO Morrows. That's their last name, Morrows. They have a ton of different magazines. That's where I have the American, their history books are called The Chronicles of American Comic Books or something like that. I think there's 6 or 7 volumes of those. I have 4 of them, and they're everything you want to know. But I was reading something on Steve Englehart because he was the one that kind of switched her from Wonder Woman to Diana Prince, and Gloria Steinem was mad at him. And he was like, I tried to make her less of a, I was trying to make her more empowered. And it was the feminist movement and all that. She's like, you took the only female superhero and took away all her powers. And he was like, oh crap. Yeah. I get it. He's like, he thought he was doing this great thing, but leave it to a man to think he's doing something helpful for women. Should have checked first, buddy. But anyway, the tour, not just Tomorrow's, but this has been fun for me. It's about writers and it's about artists, but again, it's more about just the creators, which I think that's the fascinating thing to me. So it's artists and writers. Again, it focuses on one person, but you're getting
it has a feature. It
has a feature article, but then there's a bunch of other articles around the feature, and then just some bonus stuff. This last week, it was really cool. I was reading these interviews from this guy. You've probably heard of him, Arnold Drake.
No.
He's like this old golden age dude. Arnold Drake. He did some work with like Matt Baker during the golden age times. Anyway, it was this old interview that they transcribed from whatever. But really cool stuff. So if you're watching and you're like, it's fun collecting, totally, and it's fun finding keys. But for me, I don't know, like you've seen my collection, Andy. It's full of odd, poorly kept, damaged books, and I love them all. Just because there's just that uniqueness to them, which that just does it for me. This comes, unfortunately, it's like 1 a quarter. So I don't get it. I don't get it nearly enough, but when it comes, it's well worth. It's $11 per issue.
Oh,
but it's great. It's great quality, great pictures, worth the wait. Like I said, I have 3 so far, and I've read each of them multiple times. And I'll read this article now, and then I'll put it away. I'll come back to it. So it's just kind of fun. This was really cool. Look at this art. This is from Weird Mysteries or something. Anyway, this is the original art of it. How cool.
Oh, yeah.
So good. Yeah. There's the book, or excuse me, there. Where's the book? So my finger's on it.
Yeah.
There's what it came to, but that's the original.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is an article on this guy that like collected comic book art, and he paid $1 for that and then sold it for $33,000 or something.
Well, now that'd go for hundreds of thousands.
I know, right? That was like 2013. So anyway, that was the tour. Just something fun, and I plan on just keeping it going. Next, I think there's an Englehart coming up next month, or next edition is going to be. Oh no, Tom Palmer.
I might try to subscribe to that. That seems like a really cool magazine, and
I've had fun with it. Tom Palmer, and then the next one after that is Steve Englehart, which I'm really looking forward to learning.
What's the Danny O'Neill one? What's the issue number on that?
Yeah, so the Steve Gerber is 33, Dan Jurgens is 34, and then the Danny O'Neill is 35. And you can go to their website. You can buy just one of them.
Yeah.
Or you could subscribe. You would have to buy this individual.
Sure.
And then whenever I have the subscription level where I have it on, I have the electronic version as well.
Okay. That's cool.
Which I don't. Yeah. I like having the hard copy.
Yeah, I like comic book collecting, and I really enjoy. I think I like learning about collecting comic books almost as much as I like reading them. Or
totally, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and it's weird, it's funny, and it's such a big hobby, and it's been going on for so long. I mean, nowadays it's different. I was going to say it's shrunk, but maybe it hasn't shrunk. Maybe it's just changed. But it's so much fun.
I can barely tell you any contemporary writers or artists are right now.
Well, I mean, a lot of the growth has been like the manga. You know, the Japanese influenced.
Yeah, I haven't read a ton of that.
No, me neither. But I feel like that's the younger crowd that's gonna collect comic books going up. That's what they're doing. I also feel like graphic novels are like such a big part of the hobby now, and they're not considered collectible yet. But those, I think, are gonna be very desirable collectibles in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, get out there. I'm excited to see you in a couple of days. That'll be fun. We're gonna be in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, well, actually, this episode will come out the day before we see each other.
Cool.
So that'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then all right, it's a date. Looking forward to it.
Okay. And as Ringo Starr says, peace and love, peace and love.